Hello and welcome back to our series on creating a job board using gravity forms. In the first video in this series, we used a gravity form to create a kind of internal job database that we can use to pull information from on all of our various open positions. In this video, we're going to create the actual form that our applicants will use to apply for these jobs, as well as using gravity forms limit submissions to prevent duplicates or spam and throttle submissions. Let's get started. Alright, so before we get started, we have to download a handy Gravity Forms plugin called Populate Anything. So let's head over to the left and hover over Forms and click on the perks. Then click Install Perks at the top, and then scroll down until you see the Gravity perk Populate Anything, and then click Install Perk. Then once it's done installing, we can click Activate. Gravity Forms Populate Anything allows us to filter and populate field choices or values with posts, users, entries, databases, pretty much anything. So it's going to be perfect for when we create our form and add a drop-down that will contain all of the jobs that we created in the previous video. Alright, now that we have all that taken care of, let's head to the left and click Forms, and then click Add New. We can go with another blank form, and for the title, I'm going to put Job Application, and then click Create Blank Form at the bottom right. Alright, now we can start creating our job application form, so let's scroll down and drag over some fields here. We'll do a name, email, and let's do a phone number as well. Next, let's do a drop-down where our users will choose the job they're applying to. So let's scroll up and drag drop-down right underneath phone. And for the field label, let's put select job. Now you might have noticed these two checkboxes below our description that we got when we downloaded and installed Populate Anything. We're going to go with Populate Choices dynamically, and then for the type we can click and we're going to do Gravity Forms Entry. And we choose Gravity Forms Entry because we submitted all of our data via Gravity Forms in the last video, so all of our information on our jobs lives in a Gravity Forms entry. And then for the form, click and let's do Job Posting. Next, we want to scroll down and click this Add Filters Group button. And in the first dropdown, we want to click and we want to do status. Second, we'll leave this as is. And for the value, we want to put active. And this will make it so we're only populating this dropdown with jobs that are available to be applied to. And then we can scroll down and make sure to check this only show unique results so that we don't have any duplicates. And then for the choice template, we want both of these to say job title. And now we can see that the text has changed up here to say 6 results found, and if we click this, we can see a list of all of the jobs that we added in the last video. So now we know our dropdown is going to be populated correctly, so we can close out of this. Next, we can head up to Add Fields, and let's add a paragraph text under our dropdown. And then we can call this, Why Do You Want to Work For Us? Alright, looks like we have a pretty good job application form here, but there's one more thing we have to add before we're done, and that's a unique ID, similar to the one that we added in the last video. So let's head over to Add Fields, search Unique, and let's drag this over below our paragraph tag. And again, we add this field to our forms so that on submission, we have a unique ID for every single entry that gets submitted. Alright, looks like this job application form is all ready to go, so we can head up to the right and click Save Form. There's one more thing I want to go over in this video, and that's the ability to limit our submissions to prevent duplicates and spam. Luckily, Gravity Forms actually prevents duplicates by default. However, in this situation, there actually is a scenario where one of our users wants to submit our form multiple times to apply for multiple jobs. Luckily, we have a plugin that can handle this, and it's called Limit Submissions. Limit Submissions allows us to control who, what, when, where, and how many times our forms are submitted. So let's head over to Perks on the left side, click Install Perks, and then let's scroll down until we see Gravity Forms Limit Submissions. Now that we have it installed, let's click Forms on the left, and then we can hover over our job application form that we just got done creating, hover over Settings, and let's click Limit Submissions. Now we can click Add New on the right side. For the limit feed name, I'm going to say 1 application per job per applicant. For the submission limit, I'm going to put 1. For the time period, I'll click Time Period, and let's just do 30 days. And then for the message, I'm going to put something like, Oops, you've already applied to this job. Reach out if you have any questions. Now below is where the magic happens, down here in Rules. This is where we can make it so that our users can apply multiple times as long as it's to different jobs. So for the first rule group, let's click the drop down and do Field Value, and let's do Email for the first one. And then we want to click the plus button on the right side, not the add rule group. We're going to click plus because this is associated with the exact same rule group. So we have field value email, we want to do another field value, and we want to do select job. And this rule group will make it so that you can submit the form a second time with the same email as long as it's to a different job. And then once that's done, we can come down and click Save Settings. The last thing we have to do is admire our handiwork, this beautiful job application we just got done creating. We have our name, email, phone. We have our drop down of all the jobs that we created in the previous video and added dynamically to our drop down. And then we have our text field here of why do you want to work for us. So I'll go ahead and fill this out real quick. And there we go. I just filled it out with Gordon Ramsay's information, and we'll click Submit. And we see our thanks for contacting us. We'll be in touch with you shortly. And if we go back to our forms and click entries, we'll see our entry that we just made with that unique ID. Now that we have the form that our applicants will use to apply for these jobs, and our database containing all the information for each job, it's time to add these jobs to our job board that will be posted on our website. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the next video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.